Hi, I'm Samuel Mansart, and this is my motivation video for the classical guitar section of the Royal Conservatoire of Antwerp. I'm gonna be answering the questionnaire. So as a start, yes, I did study music before. I went to the Académie de Jodogne as a kid to study classical guitar with Philippe Malato, which is a great teacher to me. So this was from 2005 to 2016. I did a 1-year break when I was 11. I also took my music theory classes at the Académie des Gueuses, just because it was closer to my house. And this was with Renald Sack, also a great teacher. I also took electric guitar lessons from 2013 to 2016 with Christoph Bodnar at Rock School, and I mention it just because it really improved my improvisation skills, my songwriting and music theory knowledge a lot. Okay, so that's that. Then I went away. I went abroad to Michigan in the United States in 2016 for a year for an exchange program year. I did a second senior year there, and I took guitar lessons with Tom Lark. He was teaching at a local music school called 4-Star. But what was interesting about him is that he went to Berkeley, the College for Music. So we did quite a lot of interesting things during his lessons. When I came back to Belgium, I started my sound engineering studies at IAD, so that's in Louvain-la-Neuve. I finished my bachelor in 2020, and I'm now completing my master in studio recording, mixing, and mastering. I've always wanted to do both, so sound engineering and conservatory, just because I've always felt really linked with the technical side of music, so understand how to create sound, how to record it, but also how to play it as a musician. So it's always been clear to me that I've wanted to do both, but I started sound engineering first, probably to give myself more time to grow as a musician, and now I'm really ready to try it. Why do I want to start my music studies at RCA? Well, I've always really been interested in Flemish infrastructures for music. They always seem to have more budget or more concert, more opportunities in general than in Wallonia. People in general even seem more connected to art. So that's really appealing to me. And definitely also the reputation thing. I've talked to a lot of musician friends or teacher friends. And for example, I have this friend Valentine Uyteroven. She's actually doing her vocal studies in jazz at RCA. And she's really happy with the school and with the facilities, the equipment, the rehearsal rooms, that so many details that make your life as a student a bit easier. So I thought it might as well be a good opportunity for me too. What did I study until now? As I said, I'm now completing my sound engineering studies, and I've always had this love of sound. As a kid, I was a guitar player, but I wanted to record it really soon after. I wanted to understand the way it worked. So really those two things seem really connected. I'm talking about sound engineering and being a musician. They definitely made me better at each of them. So yeah. Do I intend to combine my studies with a job? Yes, I would love to be a teacher. I've actually been teaching guitar for a local cultural center since 2018. I teach 7 hours per Saturday. It's mostly kids, but some adults come too. It's very fun. People that come there are really motivated. They're most of the time beginners, so it's not too hard. But it really confirmed to me that I wanted to do the conservatory to become a better musician, but definitely a better teacher too, and try to understand more communication skills and definitely some more music skills. Do I know the mission vision of the music program and what attracts me in them? Yes, I've read that the program seems to be very diverse, and the teaching staff seems to be coming from a lot of places, not only Belgium, but a lot of places in Europe and even further away. And that's very important to me, because the more point of views you get, and the better musician you can become. To me, I've always felt that there's not only one right answer in art in general. So yeah, definitely, I can only benefit from having different cultural clashes. I guess I can call it that way. You seem to also focus a lot on forming artistic personalities, and that's very important to me. It's essential whether you want to become a teacher or a live performer, to know yourself, actually. Just know your advantages and disadvantages, to pass sentiments, to pass feelings, whether you give a lesson, whether you're doing a gig for an audience. It's passing something. So if you don't know yourself, it can seem pretty vague. But if you know what you're doing, I guess it makes things easier. Am I aware of the following aspects of the program? Yes, I've read that you're part of the Association Européenne des Conservatoires, and you can enter project modules with other students from other schools from somewhere else in Europe. And that's so amazing to me that you can combine arts with, I don't know, with other schools. And I would really love to do that, actually, because, as I said earlier, the more point of views is always a benefit thing, in my opinion. I see that there's like a program for international opera and also improvisation. And yeah, I'm definitely keen to learn more about those programs. Talking about the economic skills, so entrepreneurship. Can I explain? Yeah, as a musician, whether you're a teacher or live performer, I think you need economic skills, leadership and communication knowledge, just to sell yourself. Some artists are brilliant nowadays, but they can't sell themselves, and so they can't find a job or whatever. It's really important, especially these days. It's can be rough to find a place to make a living with music. So having those classes will definitely be another important thing to me. How do I research on my artistic practice at the moment? Well, always try to keep an open mind. I really think it's a key thing. I tend to listen to a lot of styles. I try to listen to 3 records per day, including one that I have never heard. I sometimes fail that, but it's very fun. And whenever I listen to somebody new, I always try to look up for his or her background and her or his special techniques and what he or she has brought to her or his art. Sorry. Because it's definitely then you can make connections in between influences and different styles and different periods. So that's very interesting to make connection between artists that you like, because then you can define your own influence better and understand more what you like. But yeah, more specifically, I also watch a lot of YouTube videos. For example, I love the Guitar Salon International. They have a lot of great artists that play great compositions. I've been watching a few Cordoba videos recently, the guitar brand. They do some cool informative videos about like flamenco techniques and some stuff like that. But other than that, yeah, I follow a lot of artistic pages on social medias. I always read, of course, on Wikipedia on artists. Even on Spotify, I read the bio, and then sometimes I also read the journal whenever I'm with my parents. My dad reads l'histoire, and I like the cultural section of it. So, yeah, that's pretty much about it. Who are my role models? Well, I'm gonna cite my 2 guitar teachers. Philippe, the classical guitar teacher, has this really peaceful outlook on life, and he brought a lot of calm into my life. I've always associated this with my classical journey, and I'm really grateful for that. I think that it's what kept me really motivated. And he was really big into analyzing every artist's interpretation, every nuance, every attitude you gotta get when you start a new piece or new composition, and that's very important to me. Christoph, on the other hand, the electric guitar teacher, was big into shaping your sound. So what I mean by that is you're playing, so your skills, like he got me a lot into finger style stuff, improvisation, trying to understand whenever it's your time to make noise or leave room for others. But also, he was big into gears, so I became some kind of nerd too, about amps, about guitars, about guitar effect pedals and stuff. Very interesting. And I can also cite my parents as role models because they taught me rigor. And they never really punished me for anything, but they made me understand my act, and sometimes I felt a bit of regret and shame whenever they did that, so they always made me want to look better to them and to me. How do I see my professional career? Well, as I said before, I would love to teach because I love the way a student can be influenced by his teacher, and I definitely want to, pass some feelings and some inspiration to people that will come into my life. So that's an important thing to me, and I would love to combine this job with a sound engineering job. I've been involved as a mixer, as a recorder, and a producer on some friends' record, and it's been really fun too. And as I said before, I feel like sound engineer and musician are connected to me. So yeah, definitely would love to combine those. Do I compose and sing myself? Yes, I compose, play, and sing for the band called Root Mean Square. It's between folk and rock. I founded it in 2018 with 3 other friends, and it's mostly based on atmospheric textures and guitar effects. And I sing in it too. It's a really great time whenever we rehearse or we do some shows. We actually did rehearse a first EP last November. It's available on every digital platform, and yeah, we're very proud of it. Am I able to improvise? Yes, I did spend a lot of my teenage years on the loop station, and with Christoph, my electric guitar teacher, really got me into improvisation. It was first the pentatonic scale, but then lots of cool stuff. I've always tried to play different parts with different sound with my loop station. But then also in my college years, I've organized open mics, jams. So I was there often at the guitar to accompany whoever wanted to play. What other art form I have interest in? Well, I'm really a big photography fan, especially the analog photography. I feel like there's a connection to the result that's very special and different than digital, because it's just light coming through a box, and whether the photo is a success or not, you commit to the result. And with digital photo, I feel like it's a bit less special because you can do so many. You look at the result right after, and I guess I tend to be more of an analog guy. Same for when I record music. Whenever I record something with a weird effect on it, like reverb, delay, or distortion, guitar, keys, or drums, I wanna commit to this, and I wanna record the instrument with the effect, because I don't wanna save it for later and say I'll try to replicate it with a plugin in a digital way later. I've always liked to turn some knobs and push buttons, so definitely a big aspect of me. Yeah, I can also talk about sailing. I also love sailboats with no motors, and so it's just the sail that's being pushed by the wind, and I love that. I feel like it's a grand feeling. I also love cinema. I'm a big drama guy. I like comedies as well, but yeah, definitely more into dramas. I love impressive movies that you want to go to the theater to see. It's not a drama, but I went to see Tenet. Well, kinda. I went to see Tenet recently, and I thought it was an amazing experience just because all of the screenplay was so sudden and the sun was so huge, and yeah, it really got my attention, and my feelings were so big in that room. So yeah, it was a cool experience. But if I can cite another drama, I can talk about Cold War, which focuses on romance during World War II, which doesn't really make sense because you're kind of expecting a war movie, but instead you got those long shots. It's very contemplative, and it's beautiful to me. Love it. It's filmed in black and white film camera, so I really recommend it. Also loved Mr. Nobody, a Belgian movie by the brothers Van Dormaal. Love the music actually by Pierre Van Dormaal, and the screenplay as well. On a last note, I guess I can add that I love being part of a social forum, whether it's my band, whether it's my family, whether it's my group of friends. I live with 6 other people in a dorm. I love my relationships. Whenever I come home with my family and my dog, even if we just eat together or we talk, I really cherish those moments. And even if I would say I'm an introvert, I'm really fond of my relationships and being part of something, some projects. So yeah, that's motivating to me. This is the end of my motivation video. I hope that everything was understandable and interesting. Goodbye.